Ladies and gentlemen,
Señoras y señores,
my name is Derek Santiago.
My name is Beto Perez.
And welcome to the Average People video show,
Let's
man.
go.
What's up, Beto?
Dog, feeling good. How you? Man, we've been on a rainy day schedule for the last couple of days.
Dude, it's rainy day schedule. Duck, duck, goose, or?
Yeah. Bro, I remember having rainy day schedules in elementary school. We used to play 7-Up, thumbs up, 7-Up.
Thumbs up, 7-Up, and duck, duck, goose was like the thing.
What is the, I don't know what that was.
Where everybody would put their head down and you're like, duck, 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 and then you'd run around the... It would never go down now.
That's not 7-Up, heads up, 7-Up?
Nah, I don't think so.
Is it the same?
I don't know.
I used to just go like this, and then I would peek like to see what shoes they're wearing, and then I'd match it up on the lineup. Like,
really?
Yeah, I'd always win. I'd always win.
The mania of how to win heads up 7-Up. And you're welcome, man. Like,
yeah, hell yeah. Who do we got today, man? Who's our guest?
Man, a good day.
Okay.
The season's upon us.
Okay.
The San Diego Padres.
Padres? Oh, do we got a baseball player today?
I guess no. We don't have a baseball player, but we have somebody even more important.
Okay. Is it a CEO?
Potentially.
Who's more important, the CEO or a player?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because without the player, they ain't no CEO. Without the CEO, they ain't no player.
It's like the chicken before the egg or the egg before the chicken. But no,
they're all
we have a community activist. We have somebody that's involved with the team unofficially, but definitely holds it down for the team more than I've seen in a long time.
From a lot of sports teams.
From a lot of sports teams.
Okay.
And we're on social media, so we peep game.
Yeah.
So shout out and welcome to the show, the Padres blogger, Mr. Mark. What's up, man? How you doing, Mark?
We get to see the face to who's behind all of that.
The bald head, right? Hey, but you touched on something. Without the team and without the CEO, right? First, you got to have fans, right? You got to have the Friar Faithful, right? Because there's no baseball team if you don't have a community behind it.
Right.
And I think that's the most important aspect of a baseball team.
Yeah.
Is having the fans believing, right, in that product and in that brand. And so using social media as a platform is how you brand.
Right.
Right. That Padres, that SD logo.
Nice.
And yeah, man, thanks for having me. I know I always see Beto and Derek, you're always active on, on social media.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how that's the way we connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's the power in social media, because you never would have found out about me if there was no social media.
Well, back in the days when we met people or, see what they were about, is we would ride bikes, ride the trolley, and now it's just social media. Click away. It's a trip how it's all evolved and it changed, right?
Yeah, and I mean, people can kind of like mask themselves, or people can kind of put the facade up, but it's true. We met through social media, and speaking about social media, like your page has just been blowing up. And I personally love clicking on it because it's like OG, like some stuff that we talk about. Like, it's like we're having conversations, like me and the homie or my cousin, and then pop up on your page and we see something similar. So, like, dude, like, talk to us about why you started Padres Blogger from the beginning.
And at what point, and how long you've had it for?
Yeah, and you know what? That's deep, right? Because I didn't just start the page just to start it out of nowhere. I started it during COVID, right?
Okay.
I've been a Padre fan all my life, right? It's in the blood. Right, it's my passion, and when I wake up, I think Padres. My wife maybe get mad at me. She, why aren't you thinking about me? Why aren't you thinking about the kids? I think about them as well, but Padres are like embedded in me.
Yeah.
Where if I don't have that, I'm maybe messed up here, and that's the truth, right? And it's a coping mechanism to help me overcome loss, which ties into during COVID. I lost my father, lost my stepsister, I lost my grandfather, I lost a couple uncle and auntie, and all during COVID.
Rest in peace.
And it was very difficult for me to kind of overcome that, right? And the Padres was always my outlet that I would go to. And I was like, man, I need to find something to do. I need to stay busy outside of work, outside of family and things like that, where I'm in here, I'm like, I'm posting, I'm blogging, I'm doing videos on something I love, right? And so that's where it kind of just started, where I was like, let me just start this page. And from there, I loved it, man. Where every day I'm just like, what content am I going to talk about today?
Yeah.
And social media is a whole arena itself, right? And
right.
You got to be consistent and persistent with it, right? And it's all about connecting with the community, because engagement.
Very important. You said something very important, connecting with the community. Very important.
And that's a missing aspect, right? And I look at social media platforms, and we can talk about the Padres, right? I love the Padres, and they're doing a lot of great things,
yes.
right? From Eric, who's their CEO, the players they brought in, they're spending money, right? They're investing in the team, but they're failing in other aspects. And when I look, the most important, I always look at our future, right? And it's funny because I have kids that are 10, 12 years, they're messaging me, hey man, what time is the game? Where did you get that sweater? Where'd you get that jacket? Where'd you get that hat? And I'm like, you don't know? I mean, so let me bring that information to you.
Hell yeah.
Let me connect with you.
Which you do a great job at, by the way.
TikTok, right, is one. Padres hardly use TikTok, and I think they're failing with that, right? That's definitely something they should be using. YouTube is the largest, right, streaming, right, social media platform that they only probably post once per month. They just did a post a week ago, and there's only like 8,000 views, and they only got 70,000 followers. That's a big problem when you have one of the largest. I mean, they're spending third in baseball with players, right?
Yeah.
They got to be investing in social media.
Yeah.
Because that's how you connect with the community, and we're constantly on our phone, right? And so, and my thing is when we're connecting, when we're on social media, the most important aspect of social media is being able to connect with your fans.
We're going to yell at Mark right now. You ready? Mark, you're driving me crazy, bro. Don't tap on the table.
Did you hear it?
That's rule number one. Yes, we can hear it. I always do it.
But it's true what he's saying, though, because you think about it, YouTube is eclipsing every single platform on earth right now. And I mean, I'm talking about from conventional methods of consuming all media and all content.
And
right?
this is going to go on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. That's what we're here for. So the one of the things that you make mention of, you said 70,000 subscribers, right? And you said one post a week in the most pivotal point in social media, period, in any platform in terms of peer-to-peer, business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, everything, right?
Yep.
70,000, you can almost fit that in one game at Petco. It's like 35, right? Like they get more than 70,000 people in a weekend, in a homestand.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you look at it, especially, and you said something really, really powerful. You said they're almost at $1 billion payroll. They're like third or fourth, top 5 in the market, right? In all of Major League Baseball, which is amazing. Padres, let's go. It seems unreal. But there is opportunity, right?
There's lots of opportunity. And with that, if they're investing in social media, that could bring in more money to be able to afford more players.
Right.
Mark got that free game.
Yeah.
So
Mark went right back to tapping the table, too.
I hate talking about the Chargers.
Yeah.
But they do a great job of connecting with the community.
Why do you think that is?
They gotta
have
build
to.
that fan base.
They have to.
They have to, right? They're in the market now. We're like, how do we get our fans to believe in this brand?
Right.
And so they're even coming down here to do stories.
They need
I just
to.
talked earlier about them going to Chula Vista High School to meet with Donnie Edwards
Spartans.
to show their gym, to
What
show
up, Donnie?
what he believes in. Right?
Which is so dope, man, because how many players realistically go back and do stuff like that? I can name one right now off the top of my head, and I'm not going to put anybody on blast. But they lack on that.
There's a lot of players that do give back.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, they're doing a job, and I think that they give back in other ways that may not be seen by the community, and it might not be received as well. Because I've seen a lot of people that have done things in their hometown, in their community, but I would agree with you, Beto, not enough.
And there's always more you could do. Right?
Always.
And you're telling a story. And when you think about blogger, in essence, we're all bloggers, right? Because we're sharing our story. And you have to find a way to share that story. And if you utilize social media, all right, let me see what you do on a daily basis. That, I think, is the missing link when you think of Padres baseball. We had an off season, right, where there's no baseball for months. We go back to YouTube.
Right.
They only posted 4 times, right?
Crazy.
In a matter of 5 months.
Yeah.
And that is the time where you can tell stories. You can connect with the fans. Because baseball is more than just the player, the brand itself. Let's get to know the fans. Let's get to know the community.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you love the Padres?
Yeah.
Right? And they do a great job. Like now with spring training, they're asking questions, right? What is your favorite? There's some questions I feel like they got to. What's your favorite color?
Yeah, reach out. We can help you.
I don't even know about your damn.
What's your favorite cereal? Milk first or cereal first? Like,
no, like
it's Good effort, but
find a way to ask a question that we can relate to, that's connected to San Diego.
Yeah, an open-ended question too.
Right, and so if they're doing that during spring training, they need to do that on a consistent basis.
Mark, if you could ask one player a question right now, if you got your favorite player in front of you right now, what are you going to ask that player?
Man, carne asada or carne asada chips, right? Burrito or carne asada chips. Your favorite taco shop. And I'm asking.
We're laughing because that's a question that we had for you.
We literally have the board right there.
We'll come back.
Here we go.
You want to say now or?
I mean, we might as well. What's the best taco shop?
Super Sergio's.
Super Sergio's in Natural City.
And I don't mind. And I love the Lolitas brand, right? I love Lolitas. They got big, but man, y'all got to put more meat in the burritos now.
Dog, I'm judging you on both of those spots right now.
But I love Ponchos. I love Blind Burro, because they make the burritos pretty big. I say Super Sergio's only because there's connection from me growing up.
Hey, Super Sergio's, I'll tell you this, though. They got the best tortilla.
Yes.
They got a really good tortilla.
The best tortilla.
And the reason why I liked it, too, because they got a drive-through.
They got a 24-hour drive.
Not no more?
Not no more. Okay, my bad.
See?
No.
It'd be 2 a.m., right, after a night out in downtown. That's where everyone goes.
Yeah.
And the Filipino-American community, that's where we go.
That's where they go.
It depends.
Right?
If you're going off the 805, that's where you stop. 5,
I don't
might
know,
be
man.
Roberto's.
I go to, if I'm in Southeast, I go to Humberto's on 43rd. If
Humberto's,
I'm in
yeah.
South Bay, I go to Armando's. If I'm in North County, past the 8, I'll go to, I actually like the Super Sergio's that's closer to the old Qualcomm.
Yeah.
We'll go to the secret spot over there if we're like in North Park too.
Oh,
The secret spot. The secret
What's
spot.
the secret spot?
We'll tell you
We'll tell you off the
bro.
air.
There's
Yeah, we don't
only,
wanna blow up the
there's
spot.
only 3 tables there, man, and we can't be filling it up with all these folks.
Yeah. But you're worthy to know. You're worthy to know.
I got
'Cause
you,
it's
dog.
like a restaurant, but it's a taco shop, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a restaurant style food, but it's a taco shop.
Taco shop prices.
Taco shop prices.
Open after the club
Yep.
closes.
And one time we pulled up with like how many cars?
A grip.
A grip of cars, and the dude was like, "Don't worry about it, bro. I'm closed, but I'll open everything back up for you."
Yeah,
guys."
it was
And
super dope, man.
Respect earned.
Gente.
Yeah.
I was rolling deep.
Hawaiian burrito?
Oh, Hawaiian burritos got adobada. It's got like 3 different kinds of cheeses, and it's got pineapple in it, and it's got like a secret sauce.
See, I'm a surf and turf type of dude with the shrimp. And
Surf
the
and turf. They got the
with
carne
the
asada surf
chipotle
and turf,
sauce.
bro, and they got the jumbo shrimp
I'm
on
getting
it.
hungry, dog.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, back to Padres.
So so that's the type of question that you would ask because it relates to the community, but it also shows that the players are average people.
They're in the city, right?
They're average people.
Right.
Let's get it.
Not just Chris Ruth and is it Chris?
Ruth Chris.
Yeah, I see.
Ruth Chris.
And that's important, right? It's like, what do you do when you leave the ballpark? Like, what do you do on a daily basis? What do you drink when you make up? What kind of coffee do you drink?
Yeah.
Like,
What neighborhood do you live in?
What do you
Or
live
like,
in? Like that's what we want to know.
Yeah.
Because now there's a connection to that player.
Yeah.
And also, it's beyond the players. Let's get to know Eric Grupner.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Where do you live? Why do you love the Padres?
Yeah.
Let me get to know every folk in the front office.
Yeah.
And I want to get to know Beto, right? Because I remember seeing Beto, right, out there in Gallagher Square. Right?
How many times a year a grip?
And when I see him, I see the community.
Yeah.
Because when I see him, it looks like the community.
I
Appreciate that.
And
Thank
to
you.
me, that's very important. And bringing, when you think about local, they need to do a better job of hiring local. You think of unions, right, here in America, right?
Yeah.
They hire in the community because there is a tie between that worker and that brand because they believe in it. They're just not there just to get can I cuss?
You can do whatever you want,
bro.
Mark.
Oh, man.
I feel your frustration.
They're not here just to get a fucking paycheck.
Right.
They're here because they love the Padres.
Yeah.
They love the fucking city.
Yeah.
They believe in it. It's beyond the team.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we rep Dago. We rep SD.
right.
Dago.
There's a reason why I got fucking SD on my arm.
We all got the SD tattoo.
SD, 1904. I got the fucking skyline, right?
Yeah.
It's beyond that.
Yeah.
But these are the
It's a city thing.
stories
It's a pride.
we should be talking about.
I agree.
I'd rather hear from Derek, right? I'd rather hear from folks like, shit, man. It gets me inspired and fired up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for fucking baseball season.
Same.
Right? And the players need to feel that fucking energy.
They have.
Right?
They felt it last year, but they can get the injection the whole time.
The whole fucking
time. Even on
Beyond
off
here.
season. Yeah.
And this is not only SD. There's Padre fans up in LA and
There is.
everywhere.
There is.
Right? And so that connection between fans and the Padres is missing. And so I just try to fill the void in a way.
Yeah.
And bring in content that's different.
Yeah.
Right? Not just the same old graphic with stats.
Yeah.
because I can do that.
Yeah.
The Padres have a great graphic design team.
They do.
Right?
I get kudos to them. I was about to shout them out.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
Let's tell stories now.
Yeah. I was going to play devil's advocate because you're making some great points. And thank you for tapping the couch instead of the table for Beto. But what I was going to say is that you make a great point. And let's play devil's advocate because they have stepped up their game in terms of graphic designing and some of the optics on the way that their social media page looks. I mean, you're on social media a lot. So are we. We're doing the branding stuff. And I see that their game has turned up a notch. But they have the access. And imagine if individuals like yourself had the access that they had and pumping out the type of content and the style that you're doing. Like, bro, I think that's what you're kind of dialing in. I don't know. Am I wrong?
They need to tap into the micro-influencer market.
Right.
That's what they're missing.
Yeah.
And so what they do is let's tap into a Paul George, cool, the Clippers.
That's cool.
But does he really love the Padres? Right? And that's who you're going to, no, tap into the folks with the smaller, like they don't have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a couple thousand followers.
Yeah.
Like these folks, they live and die Padres.
For real.
Right?
They're watching on a Tuesday night.
Right? And they're going to be there up in front with the fucking players. Like, hey, man. Like, that's the shit I'll watch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what's missing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a community that's willing to, support them. Right? They need to start listening. Right? And there's got to be more listening sessions. The Dodgers have a social media room.
Yeah.
Where folks go during games.
Yeah.
They don't have that here.
No,
they don't.
Elaborate on that because I don't know about that.
It's like a social media room where they make content, they do videos, they do live podcast, and during games, fans can go in there and utilize that.
Yeah, they have a space significantly
like a green room?
Yeah, and they literally have the stuff by the Padres Hall of Fame, by the Padres store. Like they have a whole
by the brick
room.
building.
They have in Western Meadow on the bottom.
Yes.
Like they have spaces that they could dedicate to those types of things. But again, I think that one of the things that we were talking about off air is some of these people that hold these positions are not maybe think about the Padres in this aspect that we do. They're not as passionate.
They're not embedded because they're probably not from the city.
They're probably not from the city. And so they think about it, and they're doing great at what they do while they're on the clock.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
They can't tell a story. I remember in 98, I was at Gompers,
Let's
right?
go.
Repping Southeast, right? Yeah. I love Southeast. But I was in Gompers in my Spanish class, cheating on a fucking Spanish test, watching the Padres beat the fucking Braves.
Let's go.
In the NLCS.
Wow.
Right? That's a story they can't tell.
Yep.
But that's a story that you can relate to and others can relate to, because I remember that day when Trevor Hoffman was in there to close that fucking game and that pop fly,
I'm getting chills right
and
now.
that ball ran in, I had fucking goosebumps.
Yep.
And I cheated on my fucking test. I didn't care. And my teacher didn't even care because he loved the Padres.
Yep.
Shout out to Mr. Talavera.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah, what's up?
And so, but, that's in 98.
Yeah.
Right? But it goes beyond that. I remember in 96, I was at Dodger Stadium when we won the West. Right?
Dope.
But those, I remember in 98, we're waiting around Qualcomm to get our World Series tickets.
Yep.
What a
Right?
trip.
All
I remember
night just
that.
to get tickets.
I remember that.
But these are stories we all have. And there's a connect, and that's, my dad is what helped me, right? He's the one that brought me to this game. He's the one that brought me to the Padres. And that's a story we can all share, right? Is that our parents brought us to baseball, brought us to the Padres.
Yes.
And when I look at Tony Gwynn Jr., right? I know he misses his dad, right? And I remember I just did a video clip yesterday.
So dope about the Hall of Fame call?
Yeah, the Hall of Fame call. The emotion, right?
Wearing an SDSU pullover too. That's just like
dude, in his house.
In his crib.
Getting the phone call.
He knew he was going to get the call.
He knew it, but still, he loved San Diego. He loved baseball. His family loves this community.
Damn, you guys making me get all emotional.
His
bro.
wife had to come over here and console him. His wife had to
take-
come over here and console him.
This is taking me to like a whole trip of like all this, bro.
Because it's us. It's embedded into us and what we do. It's bigger than the team. It's bigger than them signing these superstars. It's what we've been ripe for these moments, right?
Yeah.
But it means so much. Not only, and I'm curious to get your take on it because I think this is a big part of it too. Like the Padres, even though we've always loved the Padres, they were kind of our rebound after the team that shall not be named decided to pack up and leave to the most rival city on earth for us, And we were like, sorry, we've kind of been not neglecting you, but like, yo, we need something. And the Padres were definitely there. And during COVID, like we were there for the 10,000 seats, which was amazing. But like, I really felt like it rejuvenated the fan base here. What do you?
Man. like I said, that was where I needed the Padres during that time. Right. When I lost, I was thinking about Tony Gwynn. It makes me think about my father. Man, I wish he was here to see these times. And I remember, and I talked about Manny Machado. We were in the Dominican Republic, and I told my dad a couple days. I said, Dad, when we're here, I guarantee we're going to get Manny Machado. He said, yeah, right. We're on a boat, eating lobsters, right? And next thing you know, Dad, what do you see? Manny fucking Machado is coming to the fucking Padres.
Wow.
Right? But there's that connection where when I think of Manny now, I think of my dad.
Wow.
Because of that first day when he first signed, I was on a boat. And I remember seeing my dad smile. He was so fucking happy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, we invested in a $300 million player.
Yeah.
And he was smiling, right? And so just the other day when Manny signed that contract, I know he's fucking smiling.
Let's
right?
go, man.
Hey, you guys,
Right?
hey, bro, for one, I'm never an emotional person. And two, like, I always crack jokes. And, like, bro, it's got me, like, there's so many, like, different emotions going through me right now. And I'm not an emotional dude. You know me.
It's true.
Like,
it's true.
Bro, and it's just, it just brings family, brings memories. It brings so
Core
much
memories.
stuff, dude.
Core
like,
memories.
Familia is everything, bro.
Familia is everything, my dude.
I wish my dad was still here, but I know, there's a lot of Padre fans that have lost a lot of loved ones during these times, specifically that time.
Yeah.
But I know damn well they got the best seat in the house watching from above.
Ooh, let's go.
Right?
Yeah.
And when they watch from above, I know damn well they're rooting for, they're happy. They're happy for our city, right?
Yeah.
And so I think about them. I think about our youth. I think about my family. And so when you love the Padres, like there's this relationship that's like, it's almost like it makes me it makes me love my wife even deeper.
Yes.
It makes me love my kids even more because I want to bring the game closer to them.
Yeah.
I want to bring the Padres closer to them. Right. And so every opening day I'll have my kids there. I bring them to spring training. Right. And so every time I always go Padres, my kids. Right. And so there's this connection between baseball, Padres, my family, that it'll never go away. And, and so, but also it just makes me like you, Beto, like, right now there's a lot of emotions going between, there's in our head right now. Yeah. And I'm thinking about loved ones I don't have here anymore. And I wish they were here.
And speaking of family, man, my uncle, my Tío Pete, he had the opportunity to try out for the Padres.
Really?
To be a pitcher.
Wow, that's
He
dope.
had the opportunity, bro. They called him to come step up to the mount, and my grandma did not let him play.
What?
Because my grandmother said, you can't leave the rancho. You can't, you're going too far. They were living in Mexicali at that time.
Man.
Cachanilla?
And my uncle, my Tío Pete, rest in peace, man. He passed away during COVID as well. And he had the opportunity. So every time we would go to the ball game, he would always tear up. Always.
And that's deep because this ties into we're so stuck on a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right? We're stuck on working until we're 65, where some of us can't even touch Social Security. My dad never touched Social Security.
It's a trip.
And you put all that money into working all your fucking life.
Yeah.
A 9 to 5. And I start to think about it. I want to do something I love.
Man, dude.
And I want and something that makes an impact in life and the future, right? We compadre and I, Derek, to always talk about this stuff because we're like, how are you going to work to 65 and then the average lifespan 75? Like, so I work my whole life to just have 10 years. Like,
not only that, but like not to get into politics, but we don't know what Social Security is going to look like in 30 years. But man, dude, what Mark, I love you, Mark. Like, let me just tell you, bro. You are being so vulnerable right now, my guy. And man, this is amazing. But you just said something that I've never thought about. You said that some of us don't even make it to qualify. And this is what we think that we're exchanging. We're earning a wage, but we're missing out in being present in the things that we love and that we care about the most. And I talk about similar ideologies, but dude, you just said something that just like threw my mind on fire, bro.
That's what we're taught, right? And so we need to get out of that cycle. We need to get into a cycle, start doing things we love. Where now probably our life expectancy is beyond that number that we just talked about. Yeah. Because we're happy.
We're happy.
We're
That's
happy.
the difference.
And we stop thinking about dollar numbers, right? Because we're doing things we love. We're coming home happy. We're sleeping with a clear mind, knowing that tomorrow's shit. I love what I do.
Yes.
And so it's never too late to do that, right? And I always tell folks, I aspire folks, if you don't like what you do, love what you're doing, then don't do it. But you got to take that leap, right? And start doing things you love that makes you happy. And from there, you invest in it, you put all your time and effort into it, and good things will come.
Love that.
And they will come. And people always waiting for that dollar sign too, not realizing that internal happiness is way more than any dollar sign.
Yeah, I think that like there's times, for example, like, you know, I'm a parent, I'm a provider. So I think that there's natural things where money is a tool and the finances is a tool in order for us to live our life effectively. But I agree, like knowing your purpose and knowing what you love, because you don't get, this is not a practice life.
No.
This is not a practice life.
So if we're taught that in school, we're working on it at an earlier age before it's too late.
Right.
Because when I finish high school, now I know that, no, I don't have to just do this. I don't have to just go into the military or do this. I know that I have all these other opportunities because I was educated and taught to do things, right? Learn things that I love. And that's what's also, that's like, just think about our finances in school. We're not taught about our credit.
We're not taught about
financial
all the time.
financial literacy.
Mark's our best friend, dog.
Right? Like, you don't teach.
and is it like, I mean, I went to public school, right? So is it only public school that we're being taught that? Because, you know,
there's other locations of affluence where you get into these private schools and they do brush up on financial literacy, but it's also generational wealth that's taught in the home. And we come from, you know, first generation, second generation immigrants.
Yeah.
So we're just happy to be here because getting to this country in itself is a milestone. Do you know how many generations it took your family or my family to come to America?
many.
And they finally got it. And that was like, yo, we made it.
Yeah.
Let alone compete with people who have had the opportunity to have a leg up because of generational wealth. There's people in the community that we live in where they're like, oh, you got married? Here's a home.
Yeah.
Oh, you graduated from high school? Here's a vehicle paid off, and here's your college education paid off.
Mark, what was your first car?
Man, a Geo Metro.
A Geo Metro.
Really?
A red one.
Yeah,
and it broke down.
Let's go.
You know, and even I also, and then my dad let me use a Nissan Sentra, the old school.
The box ones?
What
With
did
the
I
box
have?
ones.
What was my first car?
Yeah, I had my box in the back, right? My stereo system had my radio in the back. I remember putting the CD in.
Bro, I remember the first biggest large paycheck I ever got was for a Nissan Sentra that I sold $1,000, and they went and did some dirty job across the border, and then they were calling me like, "You want to come get your car?" Like, what happened to my car? The dude never transferred the name out, and they were doing some shady stuff on the border, and it got busted. And I was like, "Nah, bro, I ain't got nothing to do with that car."
That sounds super South Bay, super average
It
people.
was, man.
$1,600, man. I
16?
remember driving through. I was driving to the Southeast. I went to the taco shop.
What
Right
year? What year was this?
This was 99.
And what year was the
I
car?
was a sophomore. The car.
Like
That
a
was
80s?
Yeah, it was the 80s, late 80s,
Late 80s,
89.
yeah. They stopped
So it wasn't
making
like
those in
it
the
wasn't like a
90s,
brand new
mid-90s.
Tesla.
Nah. We went to the taco shop and
Geo
I picked up
Metros
some
are
rolled-
small,
Yeah, they're
small
small.
cars.
doors,
Picked
bro.
up some rolled tacos and I had my soda and I was with my boy and then we were going down. We actually going down the dip and I hit a parked vehicle because I tried to pick up my soda. But it spilled, and I'll never forget that, right?
By the Bay Vistas?
Yeah, and then they let me, the owner of the vehicles, they were nice enough to were like, hey, my parents are actually at the casino tonight. I don't even know what to do. I didn't even have a license. So they were nice enough to like, okay, wait till the morning, and we'll talk to your parents.
Oh my god!
And
They
I
don't
remember,
do that stuff anymore, man.
Oh, man.
No,
I
they'd
know.
be right quick to get on your phone,
They'll
social
call the
media,
police,
share
yeah,
it,
call
and
the
then
police.
yeah.
And there
They go
was
TV
none
in
of-
5 minutes. No,
There was no phone. There was no social media back then. I remember shit was
Yeah.
like flip phones.
Yeah.
You remember it was prepaid
Mark,
phones.
how much stuff did we get away with not having cell phones growing up?
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
You had to really put an effort to do things.
I'm glad we didn't have social media when we were growing up.
Oh my gosh! I mean, we'd be capturing everything, bro. I mean, there'd be things like, holy, you know how we talk about, man, why is our generation so bad now? They're doing these things. Well, we're able to capture it. You imagine I was doing the same shit when I was young, probably even worse.
Worse, bro. We would go down into the
Right?
tunnels and get the frogs.
Yeah.
Did you get to do any of that stuff?
All that, bro. I mean, shit, we was. I remember we stealing bikes from bike stores. I remember going to National City and stealing CDs there from Price Breakers.
Dude, Highland.
And all that in Highland, right? And so, but here's the thing, though.
Just because he wanted to listen to music.
Those life experiences, right, helped us become who we are today.
Yeah.
Because
Indeed.
that is part of our maturation process in life where, you know, there's going to be road bumps, right? But, you know, the mistakes, the trials and tribulations, right, they make us better people. And so, you know, we're always going to make mistakes, but, you know, again, back, you know, to the Padres, like, you know, I love them, man. Right.
Me too.
And I just feel like, you know, even with the blogger page, like it's just my way of escaping like reality, where I'm talking about things I love and I'm just dishing out content that folks want to see.
Yeah.
And also every time I get a message, brother, I respond. Every time there's a comment, I don't care if I'll put a fucking emoji, I'll respond. Right? That's very important.
Yep.
And
so important.
And so that community aspect, like we're all connected to the Padres in a way. And so I think that's the beauty of it. We forget about politics. We forget about our backgrounds. All we know is that I know you love the Padres. I love the Padres. We come together, right? And all that other bullshit is pushed to the side.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
When did you like know, like, dang, maybe this is something that it is bigger than what I thought it was going to be when you were like on the Padre blogger page?
Oh man, I just the connection with the youth. I think that's where it really hit me, because I was thinking of my kids, and where they would message, they would send me voice messages.
Oh no!
Oh dude, I remember FanFest, right? This little kid, this 8-year, block. Where do I enter? How do I get these autographs? Man, you're so cool. Like, I love it. Thank you for. It made me cry. It made me tear up, dude. Like I love being vulnerable, but being vulnerable is very important. I'm a very emotional guy. But when I thought of that kid, I thought of me growing up, right? And so my thing is, okay, man, how do I make this young man's experience better, right? As a Padre fan. And so my job was, you know what, let me get you that information, right? And he got it. And then I remember later at night, he messaged me again. Man, I got Xander. Yes, I got Xander Bogaerts. And man, I got his autograph. Man, it made my night.
Hell yeah.
That's all I need to hear. And I heard the parents in the background.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Like,
that's what
me,
it's about, you know?
That's the experience. That's what I love doing that, man.
Yeah.
And also even now, like out in the community all the time, man, like, hey, you have that Padres blogger page? Yeah. Right? They just know this big bald head.
Wait, Mark, you actually post pictures of you? I've never seen a picture of you,
we
bro.
he was doing shots. He was doing shots on Sunday. You're
Yeah,
like,
I did 13.
I only saw 9.
Shots.
Oh, I saw 10. I was like,
10 shots.
I was like, he's gonna do 13 for real?
13 shots for Manny Machado, but I only ended up doing 10.
Man, that's still a
my
lot.
wife was like,
Was he buying?
No, I was
He's
just
at the crib.
I have
at my
yet to
crib.
run into actually any Padre player out and about, like just to.
Will Myers did it last year.
Myers?
Yeah.
But here's another thing when you talk about Padre players. And this is,
This got serious. What?
Yeah.
We got to hold the players accountable. And this is by them giving back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only because you're forced to come out and do these things.
Right.
Yeah. You got to want to do these things.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about tapping into the younger players.
Yeah.
We have young players like Jackson Merrill.
Dope.
Ethan Salas.
Yep.
They follow, they support, they message me all the time.
Yeah.
And they're willing to want to give back. I want to go to a baseball camp to talk with kids.
Yeah.
Dude. So that's, if we can start there.
Yeah. Those kids are the future, man.
Both
those two.
Now all the players are invested in and believe in it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love tapping into the younger players, our younger fans, because they're going to carry, right, the tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so we do have some young studs that are willing to do those things, but we need the other players to want to give back more and just want to do it because, man, this is my community now.
And when we say give back, we don't expect every day, once a week,
No.
bro, at least once a month. You know what I mean? We'll be happy with once a month and not 5 minutes either.
Yeah.
Give us an hour.
Like the power of, hey, Manny Machado, I'm going to go on social media and IG Live right now and just talk with the people. That's how powerful social media is.
Yep.
Just that thing. And to me, being able, he's going to go on live and I can ask a question.
Yeah.
That's just a small example, right?
Yeah.
Of using social media to be able to, build a connection between yourself and the fans.
Yeah, things are evolving in business and not only in sports, but also in the way that sports and business communicate with their clientele.
Yes.
And I don't understand how they are, now I don't want to say missing the mark, but are on the shallower side of the pool. And they could really take a deep dive with people like yourself. So have you seen kind of like the camaraderie and the engagement with the players start to change after last season?
Yes. And I think it's headed in the right direction, right? And I think that's great. But there's much more that they can do, right? And it took us being able to spend money, them seeing the fans actually come out, right? But it took them investing in the Padres for us to want to come out, right? Because if you're not investing in the community or in the fans, like you're not going to have 40,000 at Petco.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have 20,000. You're not going to have a payroll that you have.
You're not going to have sold out membership.
No, you're not. And that's what it is now.
And it's from this zip code.
Yes. Chula Vista. I'm going to put Chula Vista is the Mecca
Bay,
and the hub.
Yeah, the South Bay.
For Padres baseball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And not just the whole South Bay. Because this
and
is
TJ's included in the South Bay. Let me just throw that out there.
Tijuana is very...
Just because there's a border, TJ is part of the South Bay. Continue.
Yes. And across the border. And that I feel like the Padres are doing great because part of the Padres ownership group, they have the only, right, Mexican that is part of an MLB.
It's the first time. They barely just came out with that information recently. Like he's been like a private.
They should have broadcasted that.
But they're barely starting to do it. And like a lot of people didn't even know that.
And he owns a ball club down there in Mexico City. And that's where we're going. That's where we're playing actually against the Giants.
Yeah, it's against the Giants
during that Mexico City. But those are things we need to talk about.
Yeah,
like south of the border, man. You know how many Padre fans we have down south? Like a lot.
Yep.
But there could be way more.
All my cousins in Mexicali, Guadalajara,
Same.
Tijuana, San Luis Potosí, but bro, they're diehard Padre fans.
Yeah.
My cousins are like, what, bro? You get to DJ at Gallagher Square? Like, yeah, dude, bro, you don't even know.
Yeah, some and not to mention during those DJ times have been some amazing opportunity and some amazing experiences.
Yeah.
But just to stay on topic with the sold out membership and about them engaging with the true representation, we're not talking about equity and inclusion and diversity, but there's a true representation of what the community and the fans look like.
Yes.
And that's who probably should be, involved with some of the decisions that are being made, because they will be able to make a stronger impact. Your engagement will react faster. And
but
all
also
the things that you're saying, bro.
Padres membership, right? A lot of folks think, man, that's just out of my price. I can't afford that. Some folks don't even know that they have payment plans. Talk about that. Let fans know that you don't have to pay everything up front.
Yeah.
If they knew there were payment plans, oh shit, I can pay this much a month and have season tickets. No, you don't need a full season. You can do half season. You can do 20 games. There's different membership packages. Yeah. And that's another untapped. They fail in that, I feel like.
Right.
Like they shouldn't have to call you to know. You should be broadcasting that and showing us what does the process look like.
Yeah.
They should do a video of here's what it looks like. Let's walk through Petco Park.
Yeah.
Let's see what this looks like.
Yep.
Like to me, and I'm doing it from my phone. And if I can buy it all from my phone, shit, now you're like that's how you increase revenue.
Yep.
So social media, I feel like the Padres can capitalize so much more on.
Yeah.
And bring in revenue and have paid partnerships on their platforms.
Yep.
Right. And when there's views, there's more engagement. I mean, dude, you're through the roof.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it changes the morale in the city too.
Oh, man.
100%.
1,000%.
You're talking about 1998 when the Padres won and they beat the Braves. Everybody was in the city driving around honking their horns. I remember it.
Going on Highland.
Everywhere.
I remember going to Highland.
Everywhere. And it even happened this past season because the people who were doing it remembered 1998.
But those are stories they should be sharing.
You know what I'm saying?
My primo got photographed in there, bro. My cousin Marvin, we know him as Bobby, but shout out to Bobby. But my cousin Marvin is, you ever seen the picture where they're on top of Qualcomm Stadium overlooking the mountain? They're watching it on the TV.
Yeah.
That's my cousin Marvin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I shared that photo.
Yeah.
It's an iconic photo.
That's
an iconic
photo. That's my blood cousin. And it's crazy because in that truck, I think going home, they ended up flipping that truck that they're in the bed. But,
Average people.
That's an iconic, bro.
Average people
They said
exclusive.
that's the most iconic sports picture in San Diego history. That's what they said.
Do they talk about it?
No.
We talk about it. Right? Imagine if they talked about that and talked about
My cousin's been wanting to come on and talk about it for quite some time, and he's like,
He will.
We'll
have the right time. We'll have them at the right time when it impacts the most. You know what I'm saying? There are bigger things, like not only like playing butts up in the round walkway at Qualcomm Stadium.
Yeah.
Like, dude, a lot of the kids like in between innings are going into the game or out the game, like in those concrete turnarounds to walk to the top because we couldn't afford seats on the bottom. No. You know what I'm saying? So all of us were
at the bottom.
all of us were walking up that thing.
And plaza level. Remember
plaza,
the plaza?
yeah.
The corridor? I would walk around the whole stadium. And that was the cool thing about it. But like it just brings back those memories.
Yeah.
The more we share those memories, the more connection we have.
Yeah.
And so just like when the Padres were eliminated in NLCS, they came back, they flew back home. There was a lot of fans there. There would have been a lot more if the Padres
would have told us.
Be out there.
Would have told us what time.
Because Eric Grupner was passing out hats.
Dude, there was so many people out there. They should have just told us, hey, we're coming home tonight. We're going to be at this time. And I think they did at the very, very end. But it's like, yo, we wanted to show them our appreciation. Like, we wanted to. And then by the time we found out, like in my household, it was too late. I wasn't going to pack up. My kids were asleep. I wasn't going to pack up my kids and go. But you know what? That would have been a core memory that I would have loved to share with them.
And the social media team could have capitalized on that. They could have capitalized on a flight. Like, I want to know, what is it like
How do they feel?
When they're on a flight coming home or after a victory? What does it look like? Oh, that's how you sit. What do you order on a flight?
Yeah.
How's the hotel experience?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
When you lose, like, you know, and just capturing that moment and that, like, you just have a connection. And so, yeah, they got to invest more, man.
You're destroying one ballpark, Qualcomm Stadium or Petco Park. Which one's got to go?
Oh, shit, Qualcomm. I'm not going to be honest with you. I love Qualcomm. There's a lot of memories there, but I love the experience of Petco Park.
Same.
Just because I'm able to walk outside, enjoy downtown, and actually it's just a lot different, right? When you think of Qualcomm, it's the old school experience with just popcorn, hot dogs, and drinks. When I'm at Petco, shit, I can order a carne asada.
Hey, what about the Grand Old Barbecue, the fries?
Yes, or
that's the best, bro.
I can get Din Tai Fung.
They got Din Tai Fung there, dude. They got everything there. They got Jack in the Box and it's funny that they have it on the 300s, but the 300s.
Hey, is there something in that ballpark that we may not know that exists? Like, is there like a little secret hidden spot, like a Disneyland Club 33?
I will not say anything.
Oh, okay. We know about. It goes back to not sharing.
You gotta know. You gotta ask me, and I'll tell you.
Secret location to where to okay.
Just think of the Western Metal Supply Building. A lot of folks don't go in there. A lot of folks don't even know they have things
pool
to
tables.
do.
Bro, the Western building. Am I correct? Did they move the whole entire? Like, they suspended it and moved it, shifted it when they were building Petco Park?
No, it stayed there, and they just kind of. It's part of the historic, historic homes. They have to preserve it. I don't think it was moved at all.
I think, bro. I'm pretty sure. Mateo, can you look that up real quick?
Yeah, look that up.
It was suspended because I think they suspended the building and moved it down the street.
Man, if they did that, that's
Can
awesome.
you not hit the table, dog?
I won't do it again. Sorry, Mark.
Table. See, that's you there.
Yeah.
Hey, so while Mateo looks that up, we got to talk about the roster. Like Manny just signed.
Baseball, man.
Manny just signed an extension, right? And kind of hot and cold with Manny. Hotter a lot as of late, obviously. It felt, you were talking about being in the Dominican Republic when he signed, but it kind of felt like, we were talking about it the other day, we had just done Matt Kemp, and then Manny was at the Dodgers for 1 year, but then he signed that big deal. What's your take on Manny and him being the captain, and has it changed like over the past season or two?
So when I think of Manny, right, Manny's always had this negative perception, right? Since he was a kid, right? Just coming up the league, right? And a lot of the negativity came from folks that don't look like him, right? And you don't know who Manny is, right? And you're going to assume this individual is a bad person based on him being vocal. He's a vocal leader. He loves to express what he's feeling. Right, that's what he did recently.
We see him with the tees, right, in the dugouts.
Yeah, and so that's who he is. He's evolved as a leader, but he's still him. And to me, a lot of that was brought upon him from the media.
305 to the 619. We with it.
305 to 619. Yes. And so when he went to the Dodgers when he got traded, there were a lot of things that happened. They say, "Oh, Johnny Hustle. Oh, he tried to trip when he ran to first base, the Milwaukee Brewer guy."
Yeah.
Like, hey, come on, man. Every ball player does that as well.
Yeah.
But there was already a microscope on him.
Yeah.
Right, because of his days in Baltimore, where they would say, "Oh, you." Remember, they would hit Boston. I remember Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah.
When the Boston Red Sox fans said, "You ruined his career," because they're claiming he slid him out, right?
Yeah.
And so that's baseball, right?
Yeah, it is baseball.
And so that carried on to L.A.
Yeah.
And then from there, he signed with San Diego. And this is one thing I'll never forget. Stephen A. Smith. I can't stand him when he talks about baseball. He
doesn't know baseball.
He can stick to basketball, right?
Yeah.
He said, "This is what literally." He is not worth $300 million.
Yeah, he said that.
Like, no player should get $300 million or 10-year. Actually, he said, I don't care about 300 million. You can pay 300, 400, 500 million, but they shouldn't get for 10 years. What the fuck is the difference? If 6 years, that makes no sense paying someone 300 million. I'd rather pay someone 300 million and give me 10 years of baseball.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And so he said he is not a player that is going to bring fans to the ballpark. He said that. Dan Patrick said that. Boomer Esiason said that.
We pulled up.
Hey, actually, I'm posting that today. I'm going to post those clips.
We pulled up.
Because I was thinking about that. How it was when he first signed and what folks think of him now. And so now there is this perception where people see him as a leader. And I think some of that is due to what he's done on the field and off the field and how he carries himself.
Nice.
But, you know, as a player, as a young player, like we all evolve as people.
Yeah.
And we can't come quick to judge someone.
Yeah.
I was doing those things.
Maturation.
But that's not who I am as an individual.
Yeah.
But that's what the media will do when they don't like a certain player. But a lot of that backlash was coming from folks that didn't even play baseball.
Yeah.
They're coming from folks that didn't look like Manny, right? And they don't like that. And he challenged the system. And he's challenging baseball now. He even said it. Like, I'm not doing this 300, even though, shit, I'll take 350 million.
Yeah,
right?
350.
But he's also looking out for the Ethan Salas, the Jackson
He
Merrill.
said that.
He did say it.
Dude, in the press conference.
Yeah.
Like, some of the changing that you see is like his teammates showing up at the press conference and representing and him shouting them out and saying that, you know, he's going to leave some on the table because he wants to invest in other players. He shouted out another player while he's in the press conference accepting his deal.
He's an ambassador of baseball.
I got a question for those folks that are tuned in right now and don't know how this deal worked. Like, so they gave him 350, right, the first time around. So they're adding another.
No, they gave 300 to him.
300,
for the first 10
and now
years.
they're adding another.
So he got the first half, right?
Yeah.
For the 5 years, and then go.
So he already got the first half, right? He finished that. So this is not adding on to the existing 10 years where he's getting another 10, 11 beyond the 10 he already got. The new contract is already in place for this year. So it's 11 years from today, right? And so that's $350 million where the contract is. He's actually helped out the Padres where he's given them some flexibility these 3 years, where a lot of that money is going to be the back end, where it gives them the potential to be able to bring on other players, maybe like a Soto, right, to keep Soto here in San Diego, or maybe even Ohtani. This is what I'm going to tell you. If you bring in Ohtani, you're bringing in the Japanese market.
It's a wrap.
That money, that's how you make money. That's business. Like Peter Seidler is a fucking smart dude with wisdom.
Yes.
And that is going to have folks from Japan buying Padres merchandise, right? And that folks don't see that, right? And he's going to probably be the first $50 million player,
Yeah.
right, per year.
$50 million per year.
Because that's a pitcher. They're paying
Aaron Judge.
Max Scherzer,
Max
40
Scherzer.
some per year, Justin Verlander. They're just pitching every 5-6 days. You have a guy that's going to post every day and hit pitch every 5 days.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's more than 40 some million.
Yeah.
You know, and his market, and that's the Asian just Asian market. You tap into that. You're not even gonna have Japanese. You're gonna have Vietnamese. You're gonna have Filipinos.
All Asians.
You tapping into that.
Yeah.
Ohtani, SD, right?
Matengo, did they move
All right,
the
so
Western?
let's
Did they
go.
move the Western? Did they move the Western Metal Building?
No, so it was actually built. The building was built in 1909, so it was considered historical. So the Padres couldn't move it. So instead, they started to build their stadium
Around it.
around the building.
Around it.
There it is.
Okay, so they never got suspended and never moved.
Couldn't
shifted,
move it
nothing.
because it's historical. So it was deemed historical. So they had to keep it in place, and they built the structure around the Western Metal
Do
Building.
you guys remember what it used to look like before Petco Park was built there?
It was nothing.
I remember the San Diego Gas and Electric, like their trucks would park there. We used to drop my uncle off there, and it was just a bunch of warehouses, dog. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And the trolley lines were different too.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was
Green Line didn't go over there.
No, well, yeah, but also like going down on the blue line on Imperial. There was no that City College wasn't where it's at. Like they moved all that stuff around, dude. What a trip!
Yeah.
They're still doing more. So the Padres have a plan in place they already actually have the real estate in the land to build a ballpark village. So similar to other ballparks where it's more than just going into the stadium. Now before the stadium, they're hanging out at this ballpark.
Like LA Live, for example.
Yes, and spending money, right? And so there's a lot of, even remember the Chargers wanted to build in Barrio Logan, right?
Yep,
Logan
yep,
Heights,
yep,
but there was a
yep.
lot of backlash from the community, which I love.
There used to be a stadium, right, in Logan.
Balboa Stadium.
Wasn't it? No, that I'm pretty sure like Chargers played somewhere.
San Diego High School.
San Diego High School is
Yeah,
where they played.
at their stadium there, but it was Balboa. Yeah, where San Diego High School is their football field there. The Chargers actually.
Cavers.
What a
The
trip,
Cavers, man.
For real.
And actually, the Padres had their stadium actually in downtown too. It was Lane Field when they were. It was before MLB. It was right there where the Intercontinental Hotel is.
Yeah.
Right there. That's where the stadium was.
What?
And then it moved to Mission Valley before Qualcomm.
Yeah.
Closer to where like Fashion Valley was, and then Qualcomm after that was brought up.
Damn, that's history right there.
But yeah, so you have a community, like just say Barrio Logan, you have the warehouses now. There's a lot of gentrification. I'm big on that, where we think about the Burgess, it's called the concentric zone theory. You have a zone of transition. Usually the inner core it's called zone 1 is downtown. You have zone 2, which is called the zone of transition. That's where they say there's a lot of crime rates, there's a lot of impact, there's a lot of poverty, because what's happening is the core, the downtown is expanding. And what that gentrification, where folks are having to leave their homes, right? Because they're getting priced out. And so that's what happened in communities around downtown. It's not South Park right now. That was not like that in the 90s.
Growing up in Logan in the 90s, you couldn't be out there in the dark, and you wouldn't see like folks just walking their dog out there.
Walking a Chihuahua, bro.
No.
Like, no.
Never.
Right? Nah.
I don't even think you could really get any places to eat, bro.
No. So
like,
it's changed drastically. Even Southeast San Diego around Lincoln High School, right?
Yep.
Predominantly, now you have a lot of Latino, right, folks there.
Yeah.
Right? And back then, that was predominantly the African-American community. Yeah. But folks are being pushed east, El Cajon, Santee, because that's where it's more affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And this
things
is
have
deeper.
changed, man. Yeah,
like, this is social, right?
Yeah.
A lot has changed.
Social economics,
right?
yeah.
And so
let's talk about Mark though, outside of Padres, man. Mark, what do you do, bro? Like, what's your background?
Man, I wear a lot of hats, man. So after high school, like I told you, I went to Gompers. Right?
You're originally born in Diego?
I was born in the Philippines.
Okay.
I came out here when I was in 5th grade. My dad was in the military. We lived in National City. I went to Las Palmas.
Las Palmas, hell yeah.
I remember we lived in Pepper Hill Apartments.
I know
when
Pepper
we first
Hill.
moved out here.
Hell yeah.
Right by Little Sizzler.
Yeah.
Remember Sizzlers when it was there.
Yeah.
And went to Las Palmas, and then my dad bought his home in Southeast San Diego, right near St. Rita's Church. So I went to Gompers from 7th through 12th. And then from there at Gompers, when you're at that school, it's another that ties into social impact, where it's the school to prison pipeline, or it's to the school to military pipeline. Then just because there's no investment in your school, where you're not thinking about college.
And Gompers didn't look like what it looks like today.
No,
at all.
Like no folks were going to college back then, bro.
Yeah.
Right. You're either 6 feet under.
Now,
right?
I always thought Gompers was a school where like if you basically got kicked out of all the schools, that's where you would go.
Like a continuation school?
No, that was Garfield.
Oh, Garfield's
right?
the one I'm thinking.
And so Gompers back was like it was like a secondary, I would say a charter school, where they were in science and math. It was not like that, right? And so there, predominantly in that school, you had the big Lao community, Latino community. It was a big mix, right? Which I liked. But, there was no afterthought of going to college, right? And so from after there, I did the military route. I did my time. And after the military, it gave me the opportunity to like, okay, shit, I can go to school, right? And I studied sociology, right?
Wow.
Remember Southwestern, and then I transferred to USD.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I remember going to USD. I was like, damn, dude, these people don't look like me.
Well, that was a whole that's a transition.
Oh, my gosh.
They're like,
right?
I didn't even know this was up here.
But the military gave me the opportunity to do that.
Nice.
Right? And I started working in helping folks that were incarcerated. So I worked in reentry, and it was funny because when I was working in that field, a lot of the folks that I helped out were folks from my community, from Southeast. And I'm like, damn, man, like I'm on this side, you're on this side. But that really, I was always I was service to country or service to community.
Yeah, but the connection, connecting to somebody you see in your neighborhood.
You understand.
Different. And that's a missing concept.
It is.
Where now why folks recidivate and return back to prison, because you have these prisons, these institutions that don't believe in these folks. There's no programming. There's no money to help them. You're stacked. And when you get out, you're like, shit, what the hell do I do? And so that was my job, is to help them transition and get back.
Yeah.
From there, I started my own nonprofit called Reentry Resources for Change.
Bro, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
To help folks, right, coming out of prison.
That's dope.
You still have the nonprofit now?
So no, it's with my partner now. because this was a lot of different things. I was against the prison industrial complex, the privatization of prisons,
which has been changing, right?
And my partner was wanting to still work with them. And I was big on that, and I can't question my values and what I believe in. I said, I can't do this. And so that's where I was like, no, I can't do this. And I actually did a protest against the privatization of prisons because now they're privatizing reentry facilities. Not only prisons, they're called halfway homes, halfway houses.
Boston Avenue.
Right? Boston Avenue.
The other one
35th
over there,
Street.
35th.
Those are owned now by
the same people, CCA.
Correct, CCA.
I didn't know that. For real?
Correction Corporation of America. And I did actually a protest, a strike against them where I raised some red flags.
So they're a private or the private?
Private, yeah.
They're owned by people.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the prisons were, but not the halfway.
So when you think about it, they make money by having folks in beds.
Yeah.
Right?
And they make
to
a lot of money.
That you should not be operating that way. You should be wanting to get folks out.
Yeah.
And your numbers should be reduced, right?
Yeah.
And
they invest so much more money into prisons than they do in education. That's for sure.
300% profit.
And so from there, I wanted to learn more about like more different social aspects because everything is interconnected.
Yeah.
So then I started working with homelessness. I worked for Father Joe's for a couple of years.
Father Joe Village, okay.
Yeah, Father Joe's, helping folks. I was working with the veterans program. So we first started a rapid rehousing program where we would provide subsidy to get folks into homes. In their own homes, not just a shelter, because that's the problem now today is that we're so focused on shelters.
But there's no long term. There's no long term.
That clock expires.
Correct,
And
and there's
it's like,
no support.
Yeah, and it's like you've invested all this money into these people, and then what? You're going to put them right back to square one?
Yeah,
I feel also it's important to dig deeper and go into like traumas and it is deeper than just
It is.
Man, this is a whole. We could do a whole show.
We're
on
about to
this.
start 5 more hours, dude. I love Mark, dog.
Because this
Mark
whole
is the new.
I love Mark.
He might just be the third co-host.
Man, Mark, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Mark.
everything is interconnected, man.
Yeah.
And because if you're gonna put someone in a home and then not provide them with any supportive services, they're gonna fail. I work with veterans that have issues up here, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I deal with the trauma.
We all
do.
Yeah.
Especially just coming out of the pandemic.
Right? Whether you're coming out from the pen, you come from a community where you saw a lot of loss, where you're coming from the military where your best friend was killed, right? Because of a decision you made to go left or right.
Abandoned by parents, gang violence,
Yes.
so much stuff, dude.
Everything.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why homelessness, incarceration, all of that is interconnected.
Yep.
And so I work with vets, I work with the youth. And from there, I loved it, man. I started a Vets with Pets program where we provide pets with pet food, veterans with pet food, because oftentimes folks that are living on the streets will take care of their pets before themselves.
Dude, it happens all the time.
Right?
Yep.
And so if they don't have foods, there's no shelter for their pet. They're not going to want to go to a shelter because their pets are not allowed. So they're going to
suffer.
They're going to suffer. So, even today, homelessness is very bad. We're doing it backwards, right? We're putting so much money into something without providing the supportive services. And it's very political now.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem.
Dude, Mark is preaching the gospel up here, dude.
Because
we got
they
you.
turn into politics. Whether you're left or right, I don't give a fuck if you're Republican or Democrat.
We're human
They gotta
at the
work
end of the
together.
day.
Right, that's
Yeah.
right.
And stop, shedding light. Oh, you failed in this. You failed in this.
Yeah.
It's only getting worse.
It's true.
We need to hit the root cause of poverty.
I've seen some stuff in
a
LA.
lot to unpack. It's a lot to unpack,
Speaking
man.
outside of San Diego, I've seen some stuff in LA. I follow some pages too in LA on the LA
crazy.
stuff, and I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah, dude, the Skid Row is unfortunate too. And there's writings on the wall of that it could be Skid Row Part 2 very easily. If these things are not addressed correctly.
Where I even walking to ball games, because a lot of times I like parking. Just say Padres, I like parking in the garage over there at the Hilton.
Look at this guy.
But or usually I'll park in Barrio Logan and walk.
Yeah.
If you park in Barrio Logan and you walk, you can't walk on a sidewalk anymore.
Nope.
Because the sidewalks are
Feces.
impacted by homelessness and feces.
Yeah.
And I can't walk my kid through that.
Nope.
I have to take an Uber from my car to the ballpark.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going to happen at night. And at the same time, I care for those people and I want to help them.
Yes.
Because there's a reason. And a lot of people walk by them and say, you're fucking lazy, you don't this and that. No, man. They want to. There's some folks that want to stay, but the majority of them, they want a job. They want to get into a place. They just need the opportunity. Right?
Crazy.
Dude, it's systemic homelessness. It's crazy. There's new things that are Bro, this is crazy.
We talked about this before you got
This
here
is
earlier,
crazy.
Mark, about a situation
Really?
that happened last night. I'm not going to get into it.
Mark's our new best friend, man.
And I'm walking and I hear folks. I remember I had to educate. It was an older lady. It was a white lady. And they're just so lazy. And I said, ma'am, they're not lazy. They just need help. You want to help them? You want to clean the streets? Clean the streets, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So if you want to be part of the solution, then help.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just talking the mess.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, they want to do help. And the Padres do a great job with that, with the Padres Foundation.
They
Peter
do.
Seiler, that dude, he's the one that pays for all this tent structures, right? And the Lucky Duck Foundation, which he's a board of, right? They do a lot of great work. And, you know, they want downtown to be.
I'm going to stop you right there real quick. Let's give a shout out to Peter Seidler.
Oh, my gosh.
Man, the owner of the Padres, who is just changing the landscape of Padre fucking everything. The fan base.
He comes from baseball
O'Malley's,
background, so
O'Malley's.
he understands.
He understands what it's like to be in a baseball park and be affiliated with an organization that has won.
Do you being that he comes from the Dodger background, do you
don't
think
matter.
you think, no, but listen, hold up. Do you think he's like, man, fuck?
And he banged on him. He said, "We want to.
You think there's like
kill
a
him."
family rivalry internally where he's just like, I'm, you know,
I think he probably wants to make his own mark.
He's embedded in SD, man.
And he's a genius business. It feels unreal. It feels surreal.
why wouldn't you want to be embedded in SD? We
I know,
got the
come
most
on,
beautiful city in the
come
world.
on. We got the best
and the best
shops,
ballpark.
and the best ballpark,
Like why?
and the best weather.
People have been sleeping on us for years.
Now
Ready.
this is the go-to place. Right?
We ready?
And Peter himself is just a genuine dude where he's not out there being flashy. This dude will wear sweats and some beat up shoes, some old Reeboks. Like, hey man, like I just want to help.
I'm gonna cut the check though.
Yeah.
Most rich
I'm
people,
gonna cut the check.
most rich people we know, they shop at Costco and wear
Yeah,
Wranglers.
they're chilling.
and,
Yeah, they're chilling
Like,
right now.
they have no Versace.
Yeah, they got
I never-
Asics on right now.
Bro, they got a beat up Honda Civic. You know, like most rich people.
1992 Central. Hey, so before we get out of here, real quick, just to tie it back on Padres since we're talking about Peter Seidler, are we gonna re-sign Juan Soto?
We are going to re-sign Juan Soto.
Okay.
What
We're gonna re-sign Juan Soto.
percentages 1 through 10 or 1 through 10? What's our chances of signing Ohtani in your opinion?
7, 6.
7 or 6.
There's a good chance.
If you had the opportunity to sign Ohtani or sign Soto, which one
Soto.
you select?
Soto.
Me too.
Because he's 24. Yeah. Did you see what he did in his first couple spring training games?
Yeah.
I mean, he had that one drop, but this dude,
Come on.
he got on base every plate appearance.
Yeah. He does. He has the intangibles that are unseen, and he's already a champion.
But the way he is, good morning.
His vibe.
His vibe.
His vibe.
He's
his
the future.
vibe. Yeah. He's
Him
got.
and Tatis.
Yeah.
They're going to carry. So Machado is now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if now you have the cornerstones, you have them built, you have the foundation built,
Yeah.
and Soto will Tatis, they'll carry this this into the next decade.
How's Nino's season this year after the surgeries are complete?
Oh man, I'm thinking. Well, he missed the same amount of games when that other season when he hit 40 plus bombs.
Yep.
About 20 some. He's gonna miss 20 some. I can see him hitting 40 again. Damn. You know, but this kid he's just so much energy, man.
Nino's dope, man.
And I feel like, and that's one thing I can't stand how you post something about El Nino, what you see is needles in the comments.
It's
right?
fine.
And
That's
I'm
fine.
like, it's fine. Like, and that's what you see, and that's what they think of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But this kid, he's young. He made a mistake.
Yep.
He owned up to it.
Yep.
He paid his price.
Yep.
He's being humble.
Yep.
Right. And now he knows that he just needs to put his effort, onto the field. Right. And he's
And
gonna
in the
put it
community.
away.
And in the community, yeah.
And you know
He's
what?
starting.
And he wants
He's starting.
And his family, he has a lot of family members
Yeah.
that are tied here and that are San Diego that want to help him do it.
Yeah.
And I
got
can
your
see
back,
him
Nino.
doing that.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, man, like I said, love the Padres. But more, even that beyond Father Joe's, there's more work I've done, even working with homeless youth. I went on to be director of programs for Urban Street Angels and helping start our youth programs. We opened the first youth shelter in the county of San Diego.
What?
Nice, man. Thank you for that.
For transitional age youth. And so that's I love doing that, right? But Padres are my calling.
Is the swag chain coming back?
No.
No.
I love the swag chain. But Manny, whatever Manny dictates.
He put it
that's
away,
why-
huh?
he even said the goose thing is gone. We need to think of something new. Right, so last year
The
was
rally goose?
Polaroids, the rally goose. I bought a rally goose cup. I remember that. But I think they're going to come up with something fresh.
Yeah.
Favorite.
They can tap in. We can help.
Favorite team out uniform. All every year.
Oh man, I'm a big. I love the '98. I
98,
love the orange, the blue, the white. I love that. The vibes of that, right? And then I love the brown as well. But I love the '98 vibes, and I love these vibes.
Yeah.
But I think now they're smart because they found their identity with the brown and gold. They were always back and forth. That was the problem with the Padres. And I think that shows you look at those small things that paints a picture of why the Padres were in disarray. They didn't even know who they were.
They didn't have their
They
identity.
were trying to find out who they were. And Manny Machado helped them find them, right? Who they were.
City Connect, what's your thoughts on that jersey? What'd you think when you first saw it?
I love the caps. Bro, I will sport the caps all day. I don't know about. I still like it though.
Yeah.
Just because it's something different. But I love the caps. I think the jersey. I don't know. I still mix.
Hey, but that jersey complements the hat too, though.
It does. It does. But I think they can capitalize on that more as well, right? In the community with those jerseys. They were doing photo shoots yesterday and today. Manny had his on today. They look clean. I love how they went out in the community. I love that part when they were putting on the lowriders, the colors. But the hats, I love the hat.
Dope.
That's one thing.
Dope.
But the '98 colors are my favorite.
Hell yeah, mine too.
So
my year.
one of the things that we like to ask our guests before we wrap up, one positive thing that you could share with the people that are watching, something that you can give back. If you could say anything right now, what would it be?
Man, just positivity, right? And love, right? And being consistent, persistent with what you love. And I'll just tie it into Padres Blogger. I love doing it, man. Right. And I'm not getting paid to do this. Right. I just do it because I love it. Right. And to me, it is we're all dealing with struggles, right, on a daily basis where we wake up and, we're thinking about things. Like, find something that's going to be a coping mechanism for you. And always remember that, your loved ones that are no longer here, they're always with you. And always, and do things for them, but also do them for yourself, because you need to love yourself first before you heal and can move on.
Amen to that.
And so, love, being positive, and just waking up every day with a positive mindset, man. I woke up today knowing that I was going to see you two gents, you three gents, knowing that, hey, man, this is cool. We're talking Padres baseball, and now I'm able to build a relationship with you three. And now I know you. And now what we do is we expand and get to know others and build relationships.
Yes.
And there you build bonds. Because beyond this, I feel like we're going to be able to hang out outside of
You're stuck with us, bro.
And chop it up and drink beers, right?
Yeah,
or have
yeah,
coffee or whatever.
yeah.
Man, I'll go on here again to talk and chop it up and talk things.
We're gonna bring you back. We got
yeah.
And that's how we do things.
Question: do you ever get backlash, like copyrights, infringements, or anything like that? Do you ever get flagged? No, that's good. Don't ever flag them, man. He's doing.
There was only one where it got like 9 million views.
Wow.
It was the Dodgers fans that were complaining because a Padres fan knocked his ass out
Yeah.
at Petco Park. And they kept complaining, that's violence, that's violence.
It's violent.
So they kept on reporting?
Yeah,
They kept on reporting?
and then they got. But other than that, no. I always try to, if I get things like, I'll put credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
If I get a video from someone, no, I'm gonna say that's where I got it from.
Dope.
Right? Unless I don't know, I'll try to find out, but usually I'll try to put that's where I got it from.
Nice.
yeah.
Where can they follow you at if they don't know? But we already know they know. But for those people that don't, where can they find you at?
Everything's the same. Padres Blogger, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Even Facebook's another thing that's going to tap into because group pages are becoming even bigger now.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, I stay away from Twitter because all I do on Twitter is bash folks and I'll get banned there because I can't stand Twitter. Right? Remember when Ken Rosenthal made up those things? Oh, man, I talk so much
Hater.
shit. Oh, my gosh.
Such a hater.
There's a hater here in Chula Vista. I forgot what his name is.
Put him on blast,
He's
bro.
a
We don't
Dodgers
want
fan.
no haters in Chula Vista.
And I
We
just
all
kept
know
talking
haters.
shit about him. I forgot what his name was, man. On the
It's the
radio.
salt mines. That's why everybody's so salty down here.
But Twitter is like, I'll be too quick to like, shit, what did I say?
They said
I'm
Drake
always
talked
bad.
about you in Twitter fingers.
Yeah, Twitter fingers.
On all
Is that
those,
a world tour or your girls tour?
and then YouTube. I love doing YouTube shorts now.
Yeah.
Good
stuff,
I feel
man.
like shorts is definitely a different avenue, but I think YouTube is the largest platform, right?
Yeah.
It's growing, has the most audience now. But TikTok, you got to be. We don't know where TikTok's going to be in a couple years because of everything
Everything
going on
that's
between
going on.
politics here in China.
Yeah.
But Instagram definitely is I love Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Dope.
Hell yeah. Well, man.
Man, thank you for your time, Mark.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing your
Beto.
time with us, man. This was
man.
a great episode. Man.
Beto, dog.
And for the Padre folks, you dropped some free games, so.
Yeah, and it's gonna continue to grow.
Yeah.
He's gonna be our Padres correspondent throughout the season. This is not Mark's last time here.
Hey, you know what? Real quick, that's the other thing, right? Correspondents, reporters, do they look like us? Nah.
Man,
So that's one thing we need to think about.
Hey, I'm telling you,
Folks talking Padres baseball they need to believe in Padres baseball. Right?
bro. Man, yes.
Because
Yes.
damn well.
Yes, NFI.
That is, yes.
We're gonna put you on NFI later.
All right, man. Hey,
All right, man. Hey, Beto.
My name is Beto Perez. My Instagram is at Cali Burrito.
Like Cali burrito with pico de gallo inside, or
Nah,
what do you put in your
I
Cali
only
burrito?
like my Cali burritos with just cheese. That's it.
Just cheese?
Just cheese and
No
some
sour
good
cream?
salsa.
No sour cream?
Nah, and it can't be. I'm not gonna put that taco shop.
Okay,
on blast.
okay,
It can't
cool.
be that big chain that gives us like ketchup sauce, man. We
Okay.
need some real spicy.
You need some real
sauce.
sauce. All right,
Yeah.
cool. And my name is Derek Santiago. You can catch me at Derek Goes Hard in the Paint. Let's get it. And don't forget Matengo.
Matengo. Why you call him Matengo, dude?
Matengo. Hey, not a doormat. 619. You're not a doormat, right? Okay. He's not a door.
Mr. Matthew Reynoso, man, he makes it happen. Executive producer of the Average People Video
Yeah,
Show. And
and-
again, a reminder of why we call this show the Average People Show, because we are not higher than you. We're not lower than you. We're at eye level. We're
Just
the
like
same.
you.
know
Yeah,
what
we're
I'm
just
saying?
like you. And shout out to Two Streams, man.
Our big partners. Hello.
Are sponsored in part by Two Streams, man. Thank you for the beautiful facility and for the partnership.
It's all love, man.
Yep.
Padres blogger, make sure you follow him. Check him out.
Yep.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Peace.
We'll check you out next time. Peace.
Go Padres.
Go,
Let's go.
Padres. Let's fucking go, Padres.